All right, it's finals time. We've got Daniil Medvedev versus Jannik Sinner for the Australian Open title in 2024. Medvedev going for his second major, Sinner going for his first. These guys have both played incredible tournaments, making it to the final. Sinner beating Djokovic. Medvedev coming back from 2-0 down against Zverev in the semifinal to break his heart and make it to the semifinal or to the final of Australia again. It's going to be good. We've got a tall, lanky Russian who is hilarious versus a tall, skinny Italian who means business. Who's going to do it? What have been the themes in their previous matches? We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it all down here on The Slice because that's what we do. Welcome to the show. All right. Welcome back to the show, people. If you have not yet subscribed, I appreciate you subscribing. It helps out the channel. We are on the path to 20,000, and you can help us by smashing the subscribe button, and it makes you better at tennis. It's a weird scientific phenomenon that scientists can't figure out. What we also can't figure out is how Daniil Medvedev keeps doing it. Comes back from 2-0 down versus Zverev and wins. Incredible performance there from the Russian octopus. He's just a gamer. For a while after the 2022 Australian Open where he lost from 2-0 up in the final, that was a time where he said the kid stopped dreaming after that match. He had that kind of depressing press conference, and he went through a tough year in 2022. 2023, we saw him get his confidence back and start playing a lot better, and he was one of the top 3-4 best players of the year, probably the third best player last year. And then, he's had a great tournament here, and he's kind of now, you see with this match, with other long matches that he's played, he's getting that identity back of being like, I'm the dog. You're going to have to beat me. I'm coming for you in 5 sets. I'm not going to get tight. You're going to get tight. And Zverev obviously did get tight, but it was also just an incredible match. I didn't watch all of it. I watched the first set and a half, and then I've watched the highlights, and I've seen the stats, and watched the interviews, the players and the coaches. But yeah, what what a performance. I think I have a screenshot here of, I believe this is when the match turned. There was an obvious turning. In Canada, we call it a TSN turning point, and it's basically this: when Zverev is up 2-0 4-4 deuce on Zverev serve. Medvedev hits this point or hits this shot, makes Zverev fall. They actually end up going to tiebreaker, and Medvedev wins. So he didn't break there, I don't believe. But I mean, if a picture sums up that match, it's that one. Like, you got Medvedev off the court, you got Zverev falling down, and you said monster rally. So Medvedev comes through, Zverev gets tight, doesn't win when up 2-0 again in a major. So his confidence and mental game, it's just not, his level's gotten back, but he's gotten back to the same place where he's losing with huge leads in big matches in majors. So that's that. Anyways, we've got Jannik Sinner, who took out Novak Djokovic, versus Daniil Medvedev, who is one of the best guys ever and just hilarious in interviews. And it's going to be interesting because they've played 9 times. The first 6 matches went to Medvedev. He won all 6 of them, including into 2023. He won 2 of their first matches in 2023. The last 3, which have all happened in the last couple of months at the end of the season, went Sinner's way. So in 2023, Sinner won 3 and Daniil Medvedev won 2. So what's happened? What's changed? What is the big theme? To me, the big theme is the serve. The serve for Sinner. It's the same thing with Djokovic. He started to, in 2 of the matches that Sinner beat Medvedev in at the end of last year, he had an over 80% first serve win percentage, which is the big stat we looked at against Djokovic. Big first serve win percentage is a key for him. And it's not just about how big the serve is. It's or accurate it is. It's about him playing those points, following up, and protecting that serve. So that's going to be key against Medvedev. The thing about this matchup to me now is with the way that Sinner is playing, he hits bigger than Medvedev. He's got more offensive weapons than Medvedev does. So to me, it gets a little bit up to Sinner. If Sinner's playing his best and he's playing super aggressive, and he's kind of just at batting practice, I think it gets real tough for Medvedev. But Medvedev, like we saw against Alcaraz at the US Open, he can play pretty aggressive too. He can hit the ball pretty big and mix it in the right amounts into his game, like we saw against Alcaraz, and then push Alcaraz off of his game, make the opponent miss, and keep that pressure offensively. And he can do that. So it's not like he doesn't have any tricks up his sleeve or tools to use. Medvedev can definitely hang back, return, get into the rally, and then immediately take ground when it's available. But you saw at the end of 2023 where Sinner won those matches. It started some of the sets looked like ball bashing practice for Sinner, and then Medvedev's running down balls, and that's the pattern. And I think that's over and over and over 5 sets is not going to be good for Medvedev. So I'm going to be really interested to see how big he comes out hitting the ball and how well Jannik Sinner is playing. Because if he's tight and he's making mistakes, then that's not going to be good for him, obviously. But he played a very mature style of tennis against Djokovic, played within himself. When Djokovic was just spraying the balls, he just let him do that. When he had to play a bit bigger, he did within reason, within control, and just played, unbelievable tennis. So if he can do that again, good, he'll be great. I don't know if he'll win, but he'll be very competitive in this match. And I would say almost the favorite if he can play within himself, play the mature tennis. If he gets tight, though, and starts to have a lot of unforced errors, that's when it gets really tricky. And Medvedev can use his experience, use his times of being here before to make it really tricky for Sinner. If Sinner's having to battle himself as well as Medvedev, that's where Medvedev, I think, has the advantage. So a lot of it comes down to Sinner, which is what you want, I think. You want to be the guy with the knockout punch. And I think Sinner has that. So it's going to be super interesting, right? We call at the beginning of the year, I called it Sinner. This is the year Sinner's winning a major. Now he's one match from it. This is big for Medvedev. He's already won a major, but he wants to win more. And he wants to feel like he's at the top of the game still playing his best tennis. So I'm interested to see if is Medvedev going to be fatigued? You would think like that monster match he just played against Zverev was a lot more physical than the one that Sinner played against Djokovic. So Sinner's definitely going to be the fresher player coming in here. He only had like 11 hours coming in on court and coming into the Djokovic match, and that wasn't an overly physical match. So Sinner's going to be fresh. Sinner's going to be ready to cook. He's going to be hitting it big from the baseline. And I really, really liked what I saw against Djokovic, obviously. But then again, Medvedev solved the Zverev puzzle, and he can just do so many things with the ball to take away your offense, to come back at you. It's unbelievable. So first of all, I'm just so excited for this match. I will happily stay up all night for it. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see how Medvedev counterpunches and how well Sinner plays. But I am leaning Sinner slightly. I am leaning Jannik Sinner to win his first major. What a story that would be in the last 6 months. This kid coming on and really rising. If he wins this, you got to be like, he's on top right now. He's on top. If he wins, he's beaten Medvedev in the final. He's beaten Djokovic in the semifinal. Alcaraz lost earlier. He's not going to be number 1 in the world, but he'll be kind of on top if he wins. And then, if Medvedev can tentacle him in and figure him out and play the more solid match and he gets the win, it's going to be huge for him. He's going to be a guy with 2 majors. That puts you in another echelon. There's a lot of guys with 1. There's a lot less players with 2. He's got a lot to play for. I can't wait for this match. 2 great guys, 2 pasty tall Europeans. It's great. And we're just in for a treat of tennis. So my prediction, Sinner in 4 again. I think Sinner in 4. He's got more power. He's got more rest. It just feels every time I see him on TV playing a match, I'm just like, this is his time. He has arrived, and I've got a lot of confidence in Jannik Sinner right now. So that's my prediction. Sinner in 4, just like I predicted. Djokovic in 4. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm right. But that's a preview. Sinner versus Medvedev. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. We'll see you on Twitter. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you guys back on the channel very soon.